What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Ben Travels TV. And coming up next, we head to St. Augustine, Florida to check out Castillo de San Marcos. It's the oldest masonry fort in the continental United States. You guys don't want to miss this one. Stay tuned. All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell so you get notified every time we drop a new video. Okay, we are located in St. Augustine, Florida. This is a popular tourist destination in the state of Florida, located, like I said, in between Jacksonville and Daytona Beach. All right, so we're headed to Castillo de San Marcos, which is the oldest masonry fort in the continental United States. It is located on the western shore of Matanzas Bay in the city of St. Augustine. It was designed by the Spanish engineer Ignacio Daza, with construction beginning in 1672. 107 years after the city's founding of Spanish admiral and conquistador Pedro Menendez de Avies, when Florida was part of the Spanish Empire. It was called New Spain. Okay, most of the United States was New Spain. All right, the fort's construction was ordered by Governor Francisco de la Guerra y de la Vega after a raid by the English privateer Robert Searles in 1668 that destroyed much of St. Augustine and damaged the existing wooden fort. Okay, so once that happened, they started a limestone structure and lifted the walls even higher. It's a beautiful masterpiece. I'm going to give you guys a full tour. All right, let you guys hear the cannons go off. As you guys can see, the water, the palm trees, the beauty of Florida, rich in history. This is the oldest city in the United States, guys. This is part 2 of 5 of our tour of St. Augustine, Florida. So stay tuned for the videos that we're going to drop. We're going to give you a trolley tour and let the driver narrate, our tour guide narrate the tour. We're going to give you a tour today of the fort. All right, we're going to do a walking tour, all right, on St. John Street. And we're also going to show you guys the Christmas lights as well on part 5. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to drop video after video after video. All right, you guys, I'll check back with you guys in a little bit. Enjoy the tour. All right, you guys, so it cost me and my wife about 30 bucks, a little cheaper for my kids, and it was free for the infants. A lot of stuff in Florida is free for infants, which I love. You should never charge an infant. They don't know what's going on. But anyway, so we are at the National Monument, Castillo de San Marcos. Absolutely beautiful, overlooking the Matanzas River. in St. Augustine, Florida. Beautiful, guys. If you're ever in St. Augustine, I would say this is a must-see. This is a national monument. It's been around for hundreds of years, and some of these things you really don't get to see. It's been preserved and reconstructed for a long time now. You have to check it out. Beautiful limestone and very well constructed. Enjoy the rest of the tour, you guys. I'll check back with you guys in a little bit.
I know, we talked about that before. You were there for like, they want to go there to take my picture.
Just going this way, because then you can replace anything and you don't need to have a specialty stone. So the castle's built, it's beautiful, and it lasts 351 years. Puerto Rico has natural stone. And Morro, as you can tell, with its 120-foot tall walls on this and 60 foot going for 5 miles, all they did was quarry inland and bring it out there. They didn't have to quarry where they were built. Most people assume Puerto Rico is a little standard island. It's not.
All right, you guys, this is actually a prison, a jail here that was pretty much for the indigenous, the Seminoles and other indigenous tribes during the Indian Wars.
Destroyed. Nobody knew how to cut coquina and build with it again. So they just kind of pushed it into the water and left it there and went, all right, now we have a clear view. Okay. Thanks for your visit. Great questions, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Good.
Babe.
So the walls don't come down. So you can
right on the wall. He's looking over, you can see the gun direct on shot. Okay.
Hi, how are you guys?
Check this out, guys. A wooden double door. I thought this was pretty awesome to see. And look how tall that thing is.
stay on that one.
Bigger in person.
Is the lowest ever.
To fight in the cannons now.
Sandy, please, we don't have any staff. We don't know what we're going to do.
Whoa.
Look at
We don't want to block that.
Hi.
You guys been here before?
First time.
Yes. Very real.
And our weapons firing program for you today. Before we start with firing our weapons, we have to go over some safety guidelines for your visit here at the fortress. The most important part about this fortress is not only telling the stories to each and every one of you, but preserving this site. This building is over 351 years old. It's made out of a local native shellstone called coquina. It's the only fortress of this size made out of this material on the planet. And we cater to 800,000 visitors a year, most of which I think come on this weekend. We ask everyone to do your part to help us preserve this fortress by simply not sitting or standing on the walls. We have to make sure, is this a loaded cannon or is it sitting there empty? The first tool, the powder ladle, can simply be used to extract the cannonball out of the weapon if you didn't want to fire. So that's the first step. You have to make sure it was empty. Now they know the cannon is empty. Before inserting any gunpowder, a damp sponge was pushed down that barrel to clean out the bore of any obstructions that stuck to the barrel, or even extinguish any burning embers that might be left behind from a previous shot. While the sponge was being used, a second crew member was holding his thumb over the cannon's vent. Barrel, ladies and gentlemen, we actually have to stop our procedure right now because there's a boat in front of the cannon. So hold on just one moment. long wooden stick inside of the cannon. If the cannon goes off, that stick would hit this boat, so we have to wait till they move.
He said he'd tell us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at a point now where we can safely continue on with our program. I do apologize for the delay. As I stand here and describe to you siege artillery warfare, we also have to make our safety changes for the modern times to provide you with these demonstrations. But what you're just witnessing right here, historically, loose powder was shoveled into the gun and rammed to the back. For safety reasons, a bag of powder today was inserted into the weapon. Long wooden stick with a rope that burns like a cigarette. And hot glow is how you light the cannon. It is time to fire the cannon, ladies and gentlemen. Please cover your ears. Glue on the match. Make sure you get a hot burning in and they reach in like the cannon.
I got my ears closed. Here we go.
And ladies and gentlemen, minus that brief delay with the boat downrange, this was the mentality in which a fortress would prepare to fire their weapons. This kind of slow rate of fire is what a fortress was up to. As our gunboat prepares the next cannon, we are now going to show you what was going on across the bay. We don't have a fortress to protect you. There's much more urgency. You have to fire fast. Fast rate of fire means protection, not pick any walls. In a firing drill downrange on board the ship or out on the battlefield, the gun commander, all he says is load, aim, and fire. 3 commands to get this weapon ready to go. Instead of going through all those steps and conserving your resources, fire quickly. Because if you're the person attacking and surrounding this force,
Wait a minute, come.
Come on, guys. This way.
All right, you guys, this video is coming to a close. Thanks for watching. Now we get into the nitty gritty. On the next episode, we're going to do a trolley tour of St. Augustine, and then we're going to do a walking tour so you guys can see the sights and sounds, and then we'll close it out with the Christmas lights, okay, which is a favorite in the entire state of Florida. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'm out.
Right.